This video's short talk, like the many others on this channel, is inspired by a segment of the Fresh and Fit podcast. It is about how and why men and women respond differently to infidelity or cheating from their partner. Men are notorious for being unforgiving when a woman cheats and are said to end the relationship as soon as the transgression occurs. Women, on the other hand, are known to be more forgiving of infidelity from the opposite sex and are more willing to fix things and continue the relationship.
Women will stay with a man even if he did her wrong multiple times because she don't want to start over.
That's because she doesn't respect herself.
Yeah, that too. But men can't handle when a woman does it back. Like, I've never seen where men was able to stand where what happened to his girl and that happened to him and he could hold it down, be with her.
Yeah, they can't take it.
The main reason men don't forgive infidelity from women is that men are instinctively and intuitively repulsed by promiscuous women. According to evolutionary science, this repulsion is a biological feature meant to ensure that men pass down their own genes and don't invest in offspring that isn't theirs. The woman's biological makeup does not have a fair or equal counterpart to this feature. In fact, a woman's evolved biology caters to her specific needs and capabilities, which means it does not respond to the male's ingrained promiscuity with a countering force. Women, because of their biology, tend to be drawn to men who are desired by other women. This biological trait is believed to exist primarily to aid women in selecting a man with the highest possible value. It is also the reason why women are more accepting of men who cheat, because a man's ability to do so can signify that he possesses value. We have heard many women on this very podcast say they would rather a man attempt to cheat and succeed than attempt and fail, because failure would suggest he has little to no value. As we already mentioned, women seek men with the highest amount of value. This brings us to the next reason why women tend to forgive cheating while men do not. Because women seek the highest value in men while men do not require the same from women, this effectively means that men have to bring much more to the table than women do in order for a relationship or sexual interaction to occur. This dynamic creates a conundrum where the man has more leverage than the woman. If he cheats, the woman might not be receiving fidelity, but she is still receiving financial provision, physical protection, and other valuable resources, thus compelling her to stay. A woman's decision to stay with a cheating man is further intensified by the fact that her primary requirement from men is provision, not fidelity. On the other hand, men typically don't stay with cheating women because there isn't as much value men can derive from women. Since men primarily seek sexual fidelity from women, a woman who cheats effectively renders herself useless to the man, leaving him with no reason to stay.
Ladies, this was a method to the madness. She said, why is it that men are more willing to tolerate, why are women more willing to tolerate cheating from men? And then you said, but when women cheat back on him, he's out the door. I'll tell you why. Because women, when it comes to what we want, all of you provide fairly the same thing because our standards are low. So if I get you, or if a man attracts a woman, he has to bring more to the table. Briffelt's law. That's just how it is. Men must provide way more value to get a girl. So if we are able to attract you, by definition, if you have high standards, which a lot of you guys did say you have high standards, that means I have to bring more to the table. If I have to bring more to the table, that means I'm able to get away with more things than you can. So in other words, it's harder for you to replace me than for me to replace you.
Another important point to mention is that when men cheat, it's often driven by a desire to fulfill a sexual urge or experience variety, not necessarily because they want to end the relationship. In contrast, women typically cheat as a sign that they're emotionally or mentally checking out of their current relationship. This difference helps explain why men are more inclined to break up with a woman who cheats. Her infidelity often signals a deeper desire to leave.